Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I decided to do a tutorial on my graduation confetti celebration card. As you'll see in this video today, I'm going to do a step-by-step on how to create this graduation confetti celebration card. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to show you the pieces that you'll need. In the Cricut, I just created, I have saved in my own favorites and everything like that. I have a blank card set up so that I can just go ahead and just cut them out, print them, they can be scored and cut out, accordingly to when I need them. So it's just a blank card that I created, template, and then the envelope, of course. This is going to be the 2 inserts that will go inside of the card, and then also the front cover. It's going to be 3-layer. And then it's going to be one that's going to be on one other layer over the insert inside the card, just because I want to make it a little bit more, to pop a little bit more. Then, as you can see, I have the well done. I'm going to do 2 layers of that. That's going to go inside the card. Then I have my 20, 22 numbers and my flags that's going to go on the front. This is the confetti, what the confetti comes out of. This is how it looks when you start off. So it's going to look just like that. And then I have my hearts that I'm going to add to my front. Congratulations that I'm adding to the front, as well as the hat and the tassel that I'm adding to the front. These will go on the confetti thingamajigger. I don't know what you call it, but it'll go on top of that. And then as well as some bedazzle that I will also utilize to decorate my front of my card. I also use glue dots. As you can see, I use these a lot. I showed them in my last tutorial as well. I use these a lot because it does help to do fine details. My Elmer stick glue, of course, and then I use a hole puncher to hole punch my confetti, which I already have created in my little cup. And then the 3 rubber bands that will help assemble the confetti pop-up, and then as well as the insert to create that will go on the confetti pop-up to be able to put the confetti inside. All right, so watch me as I go through this process, and I'll walk you through step by step. Okay, first things first is we're gonna start with the inside of the card, because we wanna make sure we do the inside before we do the outside, because there's gonna be some bulkiness to the outside that will kind of be a little hard to complete the inside after. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the inserts for the inside. 2 black first. So I'm going to go ahead and use my advanced tape lighter, and I'm going to start assembling everything together. And I use hot glue on cardstock and glitter, regular cardstock and glitter cardstock, because that seems to be the only thing that's sturdy enough for me to work and hold down after I have assembled it together. So that's why I go ahead and use that. I know other people probably use different, because I know that hot glue can be very tedious, and it can also be messy and time consuming if not done appropriately or handled appropriately. So I actually try to do my very best using it. I don't use a lot in areas because I know that I have to utilize it without smearing everywhere or coming out on the sides or edges of the product or the project. Now we're going to assemble the confetti pop out, and I'm going to show you how to do that, which is pretty easy after you get the hang of it. You're going to need 3 rubber bands, as I mentioned before. These are actually regular rubber bands that I use on my girls' hair. You can use those too. They also even recommend elastic rubber bands. And as you can see, I'm doing it like an X. So if that was too slow, I will show you on the next one, because you have to do 3 for this size. You take it and you cross them in like you're tying your shoestrings. Sometimes this part gets a little tricky when you're adding the 3rd one on. I had to play with it a few times to figure it out. So you should have 2 rubber bands on each end. As you can see, looks like a butterfly, but it doesn't sting like a bee. Just kidding. So you put it on the first slot, you just wrap it around there. You take it to, this is the back, and this is how you know it's the back, because the tabs are all folded on the back, okay, and glued in. I'm going to show you what it looks like without being assembled together. So it looks just like this. You take these sides, fold them in, fold them in, fold them in, glue them, then stick them down to look like this. Also, there will be holes on each side where you're going to insert the rubber bands, and that's why those holes are there. And then you're going to cut just a little bit up to the hole. As you can see, they're cut there. Up to the hole, they're cut. So that I can go ahead and insert the rubber band. And I'm doing, the knot should be on the back side of the confetti popper. And you're going to go ahead and insert them again here. As you can see, look, it creates your confetti popper. Okay, so then we're going to do that. So how I know it's correct and complete is I see it on the back side where the tabs are at. Okay, this part is a little dirty, so excuse me, that's from the pencil smear from tracing. But we're not going to see that side when I assemble it all together. So as you can see, you're going to make sure it's folded like this, and this tab is folded down. Okay, you can also get the template off of a website, and I'll actually put that down in the details of this YouTube tutorial, but you can also get the template from the website, and that I will share as well. And then with the template, you just print it out and cut it out and then follow the instructions that I'm giving you now. I just, kind of did my own or whatever based off of some ones that I had, some of them that I had previously from a previous confetti pop out. So then, of course, you're going to bend that second piece, the second where the rubber band is on this end. So that lower piece, you're going to flip it over, flip it this way and fold it. Then you're going to take the tab and fold it down like a sandwich. And then we're going to go back onto this side, the front side, where the rubber band is on the end here and the rubber band's on the top here. This is going to be your middle piece where you will insert your clear piece where your confetti goes in, and it holds the confetti in. So first I'm going to fold it down just so that I can be able to keep the confetti in. Don't judge me. I can't remember what this is called off the top of my head, but it helps to score anything that you need help scoring with, or just to make sure that you can get it to fold correctly. So then you're going to make 4 corners. You're going to score 4 corners. And you want to make sure they're even when you're scoring them, because if not, it's going to come out funky. Your confetti will not stay in like it's supposed to, and that is no fun because you have to start all over. So I just use this, as crazy as it sounds. I recycle everything. So as crazy as it sounds, I use this from these sheets from my cardstock. What my cardstock comes in when I first buy them, and it has that clear plastic wrap covering them. I just take the clear plastic wrap off and I save it, and I am using that. I recycle everything. So then you're gonna press down real hard on each corner, making sure that it folds. See, halfway of an airplane in some sense. I think I'm already gonna be off a little bit, so I might have to refold them again, which I think I am right. So I'm gonna go back in and refold them correctly. And you just go ahead and fold them down. You want to make sure you get all excess glue off or tape off the side, just so that when you close the card, it doesn't stick to that part and defeats the purpose of trying to open it up to pop out the confetti. Now, after you have it all assembled together, you want to go ahead and flip it back on the opposite side, on the back end side, and you're going to put glue or tape here. Like I said, I would use something that's very strong and sturdy, because the pop-up, it's like a sling. So you wanted to make sure that when it pops up, it's not breaking, or it's not the adhesive is not is not too loose or letting free for it to come apart. So I like to use my advanced glider tape, because I know for a fact that it's going to stay and do what it's supposed to. Then I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to position it where I want it to go. You want to make sure you position it where the pop-up, when I push it back to pop up, that it won't go over the card or on each end. Okay, so this is about usually where I put them at. Make sure that the middle pieces line up too. It's very important. You don't want it to be crooked. Pop it up, put the confetti in right here. When I close it, it will pop up like a slingshot. See that? Voila. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next part. So I'm gonna go to the front side now. I try not to bend glitter cardstock too much because it starts to wear and tear a little bit before you can actually get it out to the person, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to hot glue this piece on, because like I said, the cardstock and the hot glue on the hot glue on the glitter and the cardstock seem to work pretty good. So I have to do it pretty quickly because, as we all know, hot glue, it also dries fast. And this is how you know that your card is on the right side, because the embroidery is not going to be flat. It's going to be popped out like 3D. And I did that with my Cricut Joy, my Cricut actually Cuttlebug. As you can see, it's this device here. I'll show you how to use it in another video to come. So that is what this comes from, is my Cuttlebug. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. Your card is complete and it is ready to go. So we have to just add the last part, which is the confetti. Here we go. Oh, also before I forget, I have to do the envelope too. Let's go ahead and add the confetti. You don't want to put too much. I just give the customer extra just in case if the confetti it gets everywhere and they want to redo it again and they can't catch it all. But you don't want to make it too much, too thick inside of the confetti popper, because then you don't want to ruin the element of surprise with the person that's receiving the card, to know that, you know, there's something inside. You just want them to think it's a regular card. But you want enough to make the element of surprise spectacular. So we're gonna go ahead and close that up, and oh, sorry. We're actually going to go ahead and create the opportunity for it to pop in. Surprise celebration. Thank you for tuning in, and we will hope to see you with the next tutorial. Thank you. I almost forgot we were supposed to create the envelope for the card. So as you can see, if you can see, there are score lines on the card that Cricut creates for you to be able to follow along, to be able to create your envelope for your card. And of course you have to, on the dial of the Cricut machine, the Cricut Explorer, whatever Cricut machine you're using, you need to make sure you're on the setting for glitter if you're going to use a glitter cardstock. Because you want it to cut correctly and score correctly. It's always a little tricky with the glitter cardstock because sometimes the scores don't always go through, at least not for me. So I have to kind of score it myself or rescore it. Okay, and with my tape glider, I'm going to use, my glue gun. I'm going to glue the edges of the bottom, the very biggest tab, just the sides of them. I'm going to hot glue them to be able to stick on the tabs, on the two tabs on the side. Press down real good. Sometimes you can customize your envelope too to have an insert, a different insert. I do that sometimes from time to time. Just like I did in the previous envelope that I made, I created some extra little cool caps on the inside just to give it that extra look. All right, and there you have it. There is our envelope to our card. Let's close it up, and it fits properly. Again, thanks for watching. If you like my tutorials and anything that you've seen today, or even previous tutorials, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Take care.